All right, Shalom Aleichem Rabotai. Welcome, Bruchim Habayim to our Wednesday night class. Actually, today it's Thursday night, it's usually Wednesday night. And today we are going to have a review test on Tzitzit and Tefillin right before we begin. Hey, Mr. William, Baruch haba, Shalom Aleichem. So as I said, we're going to have a review test on Tzitzit and Tefillin. As I was saying earlier, before you joined, William, the test, besides the fact that it's good to review and good to ask questions, it's a better way to remember. But the idea of the test is to go over the fundamentals so that whenever you want to go back and remember, okay, I learned these halachot in the past, what was in there? Hopefully by looking at this test, these are questions that I think every Jew should know. Meaning if someone asks you a question outside of here, most people you ask them, they won't. Even these, probably a lot of people will not know them. But as I like to call it, to hang out with the scholars, these are the questions that they know, that the guys that are sitting in the kollel and the Bet HaMidrash, these are the fundamentals. These are the things that they're learning. And when you ask them what's about tzitzit, what's about tefillin, these are the stuff that everybody needs to know. So I feel like, it's our job as Jews to know it. That's why I chose these questions. So I hope you will agree. And with your permission, we'll begin. I see Ilan joined us as well. Baruch haba. All right. So the first question I'm going to read, and let's see who's going to jump in, Be'ezrat Hashem. Is there a difference between wearing a tzitzit from wool and wearing a tzitzit of cotton? Anybody volunteering?
Can I volunteer? Because it's one of the easiest.
Go for it.
I think I just learned this, I learned it with you. I didn't know this before, that the Ashkenazim consider the wool and the cotton both midoraita. And according to Sephardim, we don't. We consider the wool midoraita and we consider the cloth midorabanan, correct?
Exactly. Very good. Full answer. Okay. 12 points. Yes. So for the Sephardim, it is ideal to wear a tzitzit that is made out of wool. Our talit, what we wear in Bet Knesset, is made out of wool. So that's likuli alma, to all the opinions. We're completing the mitzvah from the Torah of tzitzit from the Oraita. However, a lot of people have these T-shirts that are made out of like a fabric, a cotton. It's also very comfortable, and of course it's good. You're still keeping the mitzvah according to the Sfaradim from the Rabbanan. It's a big thing. Better from wool, but sometimes it's difficult, it's challenging until you get used to it. Once you get used to it, it becomes simple as every other thing that you get used to. All right, let's jump to the next question. Do you say a bracha when bothering a talit from your friend, when borrowing a talit from your friend, and why? And how can that be fixed? What if it's from the Bet Knesset? Volunteers. Okay. Steve, go for it.
If you're borrowing it from a friend, as long as the friend's intent is to give it to you as a gift temporarily, you say the bracha. If it's in Kaneso, is the intent of the tzitzit is for the use of the public, so it's not on, so it's like a bracha. You say bracha. But if you just take your friend's tzitzit with no intent from their part, then you do not say bracha.
Very, very good. I want to ask you one question. This requires a little bit of knowledge in Hebrew. What is the pasuk that we learn that it needs to be yours? V'haya lachem letzitzit. Lachem means yours. The tzitzit needs to be yours. That's where we learn it from. Remember, those are the fundamentals. How we understand stuff from the pesukim of the Torah. But that was a full answer. The halacha was absolutely correct. Steve. All right. So I guess the next question would be. Ilan, how do you feel about answering a question?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So how do we put on the talit? I wrote in parentheses, what is it called? There's a name to the way we wrap the talit around us. And what kavanah should we have? What kavanah should we have when we put on the tefillin as well? And what happens if we did not have the kavanah while pulling on the talit and tefillin?
So I think it's like in the bracha we say it's like leitatef betzitzit. So you have to do like this atifa basically.
Atifa. The correct way to call it is atifa yishmaelit, like the Ishmaelim, the Arab way in the desert, I guess, for many years ago. That's how they would wrap themselves, and it got this term atifa yishmaelit, to wrap ourselves. But yeah, the bracha is exactly as you said, lit'atef atifa. Very good.
Yeah, you put it on your head first, and then you lower it to the body, to the rest of the body.
Exactly.
You should have in mind the mitzvot, because we say v'zacharta et kol mitzvot Hashem, and when we say tzitzit in the
Right.
Shema.
Uritem oto uschartem, and you
Yeah.
remember the mitzvot of Hashem. Right. That's for the tzitzit, and for the tefillin.
For the tefillin, what was the question for the tefillin?
So, what kavanah should we have when we put on tefillin?
Oh, that's like when we left Mitzrayim. I think one of the things Hashem said is it's for Yetziat Mitzrayim. We have it. That's why we have Shema in the tefillin itself also, right?
Right. So we have to remember Yetziat Mitzrayim, and another good kavanah to have is to remember that Hashem is the ruler of the world by Elyonim u'Vatachtonim, on the bottom and on the top. Hashem, everything is under his crown. He's ruling the world. All right.
Yeah. If you don't have the kavanah, then you should just remember to do the kavanah when you can. I feel like what could you do if you don't have kavanah at that point?
Exactly. At any point that it's still on you, you could just have that kavanah and you're all set. You don't have to go take it off and put it back again. All right. Hazak u'baruch. Amazing answer. Kol hakavod. Can I strengthen a Giacomo, this question is for you because the whole controversy around this topic came from your question. I don't know if you remember, but I'm going to ask you. Are you available to answer?
Yes, sir.
All right. The question is, can you strengthen a talit knot on Shabbat? Why?
No, you're not allowed. You're not allowed to strengthen a talit on Shabbat because you cannot make it a knot that is going to be always is a knot that is forever.
Wow.
I learned thanks to you. I reconsidered and I learned.
You reconsidered and you got it right. Kol hakavod. Okay, very good. So yes, the chidush, what's new is that even if it's not a new knot that I'm making, it's an existing knot, and I just want to strengthen it, which happens to all of us. A lot of us see knots that are not tied in the tzitzit. Well, if we want to do that on Shabbat, we refrain. Even if it opens up, nothing happened. The tzitzit is still kosher. Don't worry about it. All right. If someone took off his talit and tefillin and went to the bathroom, now he's coming back. Does he say a beracha or not, and why? I guess, Iga, stage is yours.
If he goes to the bathroom, for the talit, we don't consider the bathroom a distraction. So he technically does not have to say bracha again, even though nowadays we don't take the talit in the bathroom anyway. But he could take the talit in the bathroom if he wanted to, but these days we don't. But it's not considered a distraction, so he won't say a bracha. But for the tefillin, it is considered a distraction, and anytime he takes it off, even if it's not for the bathroom, for anything he takes it off, when he puts it back on, he needs to say the bracha again.
Fantastic answer. That's a full answer. Chazak u'baruch. So I just want to remind you what we said in the class. A man that takes off the talit, even if it's not for the bathroom, let's say it's just a different case. Because this happens also. Let's say Yom Kippur break. We take off the talit, we go for a break, then we come back. If the break was under 30 minutes, we don't say a bracha. If it was longer than 30 minutes, even though we didn't have a distraction, we didn't go into the bathroom, but that's already, according to the rabbis of today, considered a distraction enough, half an hour, and therefore you should say the bracha again. Or if while taking it off, you said to yourself, I'm not coming back, I'm going home, and as you're leaving, someone says, no, can you complete a minyan for us, whatever it is, and now you have to put on the talit back. In that case, you would also say a bracha again, because it's considered a distraction. Distraction means I had in mind not to put it on anymore. The bathroom for the tefillin, why is it a distraction? Because I cannot physically put it on in there, halachically. So it's considered a distraction. But with the talit, when I go to the bathroom, as you said, I'm allowed to put it in, therefore it's not a distraction. But if in my mind I did not want to put on the talit later and I was leaving, then for some reason I came back and I put it back, even if it was 2 minutes later, I have to say the beracha. All right, very good. Chazak u'baruch. Now we're going to go to some pisukim. I like it when we learn from the pisukim the halachot. So from what pasuk do we learn that we need to put on the tefillin? Ilan kind of touched it before. Where do the tefillin go exactly? Does it literally mean between the eyes or not? Who wants to take this one? William, you were first before. Would you like to go again?
Sure. From where exactly? But you said the pasuk already.
I already said it, but let's see if you can repeat it for us. Please repeat it for us.
That's where the pasuk comes from. Yadcha, of course, on the hand goes first, and then Enecha goes second in between your eyes. It's not in between your eyes. It's on top of the head where the hairline originally was, I guess.
Exactly.
On
Yeah,
top of the head,
exactly.
in between, as if Hashem is looking from up down. I choose, so your eyes are further in the back behind your eyes. That's how I learned that. That's it's between your eyes. It's as if looking top down, not necessarily from the front on top of the forehead.
Very good. Very good. So actually,
go ahead.
No, I think you answered all the questions. No, we didn't miss anything, or you did, or what did you want to add?
No,
Sorry.
No. That's
so I want to add not to your answer. That's the perfect answer. Just from things that we learned. There were tzedokim. Tzedokim were a group of people that learned the Torah only in a literal way. They never accepted the oral Torah. According to what it says literally, l'ot al yadecha, have a symbol on your hand, u'lotafot be'anecha, and a symbol between your eyes. So it sounds like it should be actually between your eyes. And that's how they learned it. However, we have oral traditions that was also received in Har Sinai. According to the oral traditions that we have, the ben enecha, as William said, doesn't actually mean literally between the eyes. It means an area before the hairline, in the location that is between the eyes. So this happens a lot in Bet Knesset. You see people that their tefillin are almost in the center of their forehead. Sometimes they are doing it for too many years that they'll accept a change. But if someone is willing to accept a change from you, if you have a soft way to explain to him that he's not fulfilling the mitzvah, at least not the mitzvah of the tefillin shel rosh, if it's over the hairline, you should know that. It's not like it's okay, I did it. He's missing out the mitzvah. So we have to find a nice way to tell it to people so that they are aware of that. All right. Steve, you were next, so let's continue with this order, Be'ezrat Hashem. So I just mentioned ot, so I'll ask you, ot al yadecha, what does an ot mean? Name 3 mitzvot that are an ot, and how many otot do we need at any given point to be with us?
Ot is the covenant between us and Hashem.
Fantastic.
Then the 3 mitzvot are Tefillin, Shabbat, and Brit Milah.
Fantastic.
And what's the rest of the question?
So how many of these otot do we need at any given point?
You need 2, because you always need a witness. So it's 2 people.
Exactly. The pasuk says that you need 2 witnesses, right? So since we need 2 witnesses, then we need 2 of those. That's the reason why on Shabbat, we don't have to put on tefillin, because we already have a Brit Milah and we have the Shabbat. We have 2. Or a Yom Tov, same idea. So since we have those covenants, those Brit, those symbols between us and Hashem, 2 are always sufficient to be witnesses. Very good. All right, question number 8. Ilan, you are next. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm here.
Fantastic. Okay. Why do we put the talit before the tefillin? And what happens if we touch the tefillin first, and why?
Yeah. So why we put the talit first?
Yes.
Because that's what so the pasuk says it, or what was the answer?
No. So it's better to ask it this way. Why are we saving the tefillin for last? Why not starting with the tefillin?
Oh, okay. So because it's a holier. It's holy. It's more kadosh.
Exactly. The concept is ma'alin b'kodesh.
I had a question also. I remember when I read this question, I wanted to ask you this also. Could you also say that it's also because of tadir v'she'eno tadir kodem, or no? That doesn't apply.
You're saying tadir because talit.
Because you put on tzitzit more often, I guess.
Why is tzitzit more often? I mean, tefillin is also
tefillin on Shabbat.
So it could be, but there are opinions that you're allowed to put on tefillin on Shabbat. We don't follow that opinion halachically, but that opinion exists. So I've never heard that that's the reason. What I saw in the Yalkut Yosef, it's because it's holier, ma'alin b'kodesh. You're saying it's because it's 6 out of 7 or 7 out of 7. Never thought of that. It's possible, but there are opinions that you're allowed to put on the tefillin on Shabbat as well. So I don't know, but definitely Ma'alim B'Kodesh is the main reason the Yalkut Yosef.
Okay. And if we touch the tefillin first, but then we put on the tefillin first, because you don't miss out on a mitzvah when you have a chance.
That is called in Hebrew En
In
ma'avirim.
Ma'avirim. So yeah, we did that in Brachot also. Yeah.
Fantastic. If someone asks you, what does it mean, en ma'avirim ala mitzvot? Oh, en ma'avirim, we don't pass on mitzvot. If a mitzvah comes by me, I first take this one, let me go to the other one. So now, on that same issue, okay, so question number 9, right? Why do we put on the hands before the head? And what happens if we touch the tefillin of the head first, and why? Giacomo, that's for you.
Can you repeat the question? Sorry, I forgot.
Yes, let's take it step by step. Why
Yeah.
do we put the tefillin of hand before we put on the tefillin of Rosh?
Because that's what's written in the Torah.
Can you tell us
Al
how it's written?
yadecha, you have to put al yadecha, and then you have to, and then you put the head.
Vaya leot al yadecha.
Yadecha multafot ben enecha.
Fantastic. That's the order, hand and head.
Yes,
And therefore,
yes.
that's why we put it like that.
But there is always a but.
Fantastic. Exactly. What's the but?
If you bring out the one of the head before, then you have to put the one of the head before, and then you put the hand.
You want to rephrase that? When we said about tefillin and talit, if by mistake you touch the tefillin first, then you had to put on tefillin first and the talit.
But when you take out from the bag of the tefillin, if you by mistake you take out the head first, then you put the head first, don't you?
No, that's not exactly accurate.
Okay, then I got confused.
According to some opinions, maybe according to your opinion, but according to that, no, I'm kidding. According to the Yalkut Yosef, why do we still put on the hand first? Because
that's what the Torah.
Exactly.
The Torah
there's a specific pasuk that tells us the order. So even if we want. What's our fear? If I touch the head first, what's my fear? En ma'avirim ala mitzvot. We don't pass on mitzvot. I have an opportunity to do this mitzvah. I'll do that one later. We only say that rule when we don't have a specific pasuk from the Torah that tells us the order. But since we have a specific pasuk that tells us the order, ve'aleot al yadecha ultotafot ben enecha, then we have to.
Yes.
So that's
correct.
Between the talit and the tefillin.
But also, is it 2 different mitzvot really?
Yes.
You do 2 mitzvot when you put on tefillin?
It's 2 mitzvot. If you only have one of them, you should put it. You're completing one out of the 2 mitzvot. It's 2 different mitzvot.
But it's counted as 2 as part of the 613 mitzvot, or it's 1 mitzvah, the tefillin?
2 separate mitzvot. It's 2 separate mitzvot.
Oh, okay, that's it then.
Yeah. You're asking me a tough question if it's under the 613 or not. I assume it is, but definitely I know that it's 2 separate mitzvot. If it's part of the 613 or it's one of the Chachamim mitzvot, I have to double check that. But I know for a fact that it's 2 separate mitzvot. So you gave me some homework. I'm gonna get back to you on that. But again, let's repeat the conclusion. Even if you have just tefillin shel yad or just tefillin shel rosh, you're still completing a mitzvah out of the 2. All right, question number 10, Igal, this is yours. This also belongs to you. This is inspired by you. So do we put tefillin on at night? Why? What about twilight? Does he say a bracha if he puts it on in twilight? Explain what does it mean, safek sfeka and safek berachot le'akel. There's like 5 questions in there. Let's take them one by one. So first of all, do we put tefillin on at night and why?
We don't put on tefillin at night because a person might come to disgrace the tefillin and do things that a person shouldn't be doing while wearing the tefillin.
Very good, very good. Now, this is the trick question. What about twilight? I'll explain. Twilight is an area that is in a doubt. It's not day and it's not night. It's those 13 minutes from Shekia until Tzeta Kochavim. That's called twilight. So if it's day, we put on tefillin. If it's night, we don't put on tefillin. So what's the halacha? Do we put on or do we not put on? Assuming that we did not have a chance to put it on or whatever, a soldier came back late from the army and now he wants to put it on and it's twilight. Can he still put it on? And if so, with a bracha, without, and why?
So he would put it on during twilight and he would say a bracha. And to explain the safek, safeka and all that. So there's
So first explain, what does it mean? Safek berachot le'akel. It's an important concept.
So safek, when we say that whenever there's a doubt, we don't say a bracha.
Very good.
And then there's the other concept you taught us about called safek sveka, which is saying that if there's a doubt on a doubt, then we do say the bracha.
Right, a doubt. We call it like a double doubt or a doubt on top of a doubt. So let's break it down. Over here we have a safek. We don't know if it's night or day. So theoretically you would say safek brachot le'akel. Since I have a doubt, I shouldn't say a bracha. But you're saying no. He still should say a bracha when it's twilight, because we don't just have one doubt, which is it night or day, but there's a second doubt. What's the second doubt?
The second doubt is Rabbeinu Tam, who says that it's still day. It's not twilight. It is day. So you would say a bracha. So we don't hold by that opinion, but it still creates a doubt. So since there's the doubt of Rabbeinu Tam and the doubt of whether it's twilight, do we say a bracha or do we not? So safek sveka, we do say the bracha.
Fantastic. Everybody got that? That's very important concepts that we need to know in our religion. Safek brachot le'akel, I think we've all spoken about that many times. When there's a doubt, we are lenient. We don't say the bracha. But when there's a double doubt, then we do. Rabbeinu Tam, you should know, he has an opinion that everything starts much later. That's why people that keep Rabbeinu Tam, they take out Shabbat much later. Theoretically, they should have also brought in Shabbat much later, but they want to be careful from both sides. But according to Rabbeinu Tam, the 25 hours of Shabbat, they start later than the Geonim custom. And therefore, in his eyes, twilight is not really twilight. It's fully day. Allah is not like him, but since there's a doubt, that's one doubt. And the other doubt would be that even if it is, then we have the opinion, the machloket, if it's considered day or not day or night, and therefore we use that. We gave another example. We said that according to the Sephardim, we have to eat food that is only cooked by Jews. For Ashkenazim, it's enough that you just turn on the fire for them, and the goy can cook whatever you want. That's what you see in all the weddings. So how come Sephardim eat in all those weddings? Rav Ovadia found the leniency. What is his leniency? He says there is an opinion that holds that this whole rule about not eating food cooked by goyim is only in the house of the goy. But if it's a shivcha, if it's someone that's working for us, they have the fear of balabay, the fear of the owners above them. They say even if you have a camera on your worker at home, he has a fear of you, and therefore it would be allowed. Now, do we follow this opinion? No, we do not follow that opinion. But there is an opinion like that, and we use it for a double doubt. Doubt number one, maybe halacha is like him, and therefore, since it's someone that's working for us and getting paid from us, I'm allowed to eat. And even if halacha is not like him, maybe halacha is like the Ashkenazim that hold that it's enough that we just turn on the fire. And therefore, when you go to a wedding or something like that, the worker is yours, you're not in their home, and you turn on the fire for them, and that gives us the leniency to eat. Fantastic. All right.
I have a question on Sveka.
Please, b'chavod.
If we're talking about Zmanim, there's always different opinions on when things start. So everything's going to fall into a Safek Sveka, no?
Give me an example. Let's break it down. What do you mean?
I can't think of something specific. Maybe I'm not understanding it right. But you're saying like this Rabbeinu Tam says twilight is considered day. But then like, I don't know who specifically, like let's say Rabbi Yochanan says that like twilight is not day. Or like there's always an opinion that talks about twilight being day or not day. You know, so when you could say Shema, the earliest time or the latest time.
In a lot of cases, you have a safek. And when you have a safek, you do not say the bracha, unless it's a safek from the Torah. When you have a safek from the Torah, then you still have to say the bracha, right? Safek de Rabbanan lekula.
Okay, yeah, I got you. Yeah,
but when you have both, then already, you know, there's no. Oh, I have a doubt. I won't say the bracha. But we have. It's a concept, but you have to break it down per case because it gets a little bit more complicated if it's Chamim or it's from the Torah, and what exactly is the case. But
okay.
I get what you're asking, but each case needs to break down. But the idea is to be aware of this concept, that we have a doubt where we're lenient, and we have a double doubt, which allows us still to say the beracha. All right?
So it's not a double doubt necessarily on the topic. It's a doubt on the actual doubt.
It's a doubt on top of a doubt. I mean, it's two doubts, and we use maybe this, it's like this, and if not, then maybe like that. It has to be on the same topic. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
You call it a doubt, but to me, it sounds like two different, they're two separate contradictions. They're like, when there is it almost sounds like there's two opinions, two separate opinions that
Look,
don't matter.
let's break it down. We have twilight. Now, we don't follow Rabbeinu Tam. I mean, the Rabbeinu Tam, who are we next to him? But halacha, according to the Sfaradim, that's not a requirement. We follow the Geonim, that the Geonim hold that Tzet HaKochavim, let's say it's at 7 o'clock. According to Rabbeinu Tam, it's only at 7:40. That's Rabbeinu Tam. No, we hold that it's at 7 o'clock. But according to that opinion that it's at 7 o'clock, between 7 to 6:47, those 13 minutes of twilight, where are they? We are in doubt. So usually you would say, since we are in doubt on that time, we don't know what to do, we don't say a bracha. However, since there's a later opinion that says, no, there's no doubt in that time. We don't follow that opinion, but there's no doubt in that time. Then we do say the bracha. So the safek sfika has to fit in a sentence. It has to be, if halacha is like Rabbeinu Tam, then it's definitely still daytime, and he should say the bracha. And even if halacha is not like Rabbeinu Tam, maybe twilight is still considered day and not night. Maybe not, but maybe it is. All right. If halacha is like that opinion that holds that if a servant is working for me, I'm allowed to eat his food even though he's a goy, then I'm allowed to eat the food. And even if halacha is not like that, maybe halacha is like the Ashkenazim that hold that it's sufficient if I just turn on the fire for them. And that's what Dunkin' Donuts in Great Neck does, for example. There's a food that turns on the fire and everybody parties. Now that Baruch Hashem Yashan is over, then you have a more lenient opportunity to eat. All right, let's get to our last question. We have 1 minute. Do we say Shechianu on a talit or tefillin, and why? Who wants to take this?
On the talit only.
Oh, Giacomo, Bechavod, explain to us why on the talit only.
Because the talit is a piece of clothing that you're wearing on your upper part of your body.
And therefore
you say Shechianu because it's a pleasure. You get pleasure from it.
Right, exactly. Meaning, any clothing, I buy a nice suit right now, I say Shechianu, I like it. Talit is considered clothing. Therefore, we say Shechianu. Tefillin, it's very expensive. Some tefillin cost a few $1,000s. Why shouldn't we say Shechianu? It's expensive. What's the answer to that, Giacomo?
The tefillin?
Yeah, why don't we say?
We don't say because I'm not sure.
Anybody want to take it? I know. Yeah. William, Bechavod.
Yeah, I goofed up on this one last time. So when you first asked it, so because it's a mitzvah, we don't make shechianu on mitzvot unless the mitzvah comes once in a while, like shofar or mikrat Megillah or stuff like that.
You were right. I forgot it.
Giacomo, he completed you. You're a good team together. So that's the idea.
He's my partner. Don't worry. He's my partner.
Yeah, we're partners actually.
we don't say shechianu on mitzvot. That's the general rule. But there's shofar. We say shechianu on shofar. We say shofar on a sukkah. We say shechianu. Any mitzvah that comes from time to time, since it's renewed to us at every time that it comes, we say shechianu. But other than those mitzvot that come from time to time, if it's a constant mitzvah, we don't say shechianu. Gentlemen, chazaku baruch, amazing. We have learned together the halachot of how to wake up in the morning. We have learned together Tzitzit and Tefillin. This was the second volume of Yalkut Yosef, which everything that is written in here, B'ezrat Hashem bli neder, at least from the larger print, the little print, we didn't talk about all those topics, but the larger print, we read it, went over it together, B'ezrat Hashem, and we created this test. So we have already 2 tests in our pocket. And next Wednesday, we are going to begin the next topic, which is Birkot HaShachar. What does it mean? Ozer Yisrael b'gvura, Oter Yisrael b'tifara, Hanoten la'ef koach. We'll go through these berachot as well as the Birkot HaTorah. All right. Until the gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
All the best. Chazaku baruch, really. Kol hakavod. Thank you for participating with the test. Kol hakavod.
Bye.
Bye-bye.